All right. So it's time to do the stoner score. Okay. This is the part of the show where I give the stoner score. Let me put up the criteria on the screen so you see what I mean. All right. So it's out of a 10 from these categories, and it's artwork, title, intro, the beat selection, basically the composition, the use of features, the less than 30% skip on first listen as a unbiased fan, a casual fan. Seven, content. Are you saying something? That number eight, replay value. Do you have one or two songs that I'm gonna come right back to and play over and over and over and over and over again on this album? The number nine is transcend time. Is this gonna be a classic? Or we're gonna come back in 10 years and really still vibe out to get right back in this mood? All right. So if I come back in 20 years from now, it's gonna bring me right back to where I am right now when I listen to this album. That's what number nine is. And number 10, is satisfaction guaranteed? Are the streets happy with this album? Are you good to go to your next project? And let's discuss that right now. And this we're gonna be going over Metro Boomin and ASAP. Oh my god, that's an ASAP. Okay, so that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be talking about Savage Mode 2 by 21 Savage and Metro Boomin, of course. So right on to the stoner score. Number one is artwork. Let me take a look at the artwork. It's taking it back in time, like the a little bit of that juvenile days, and of course it's a knife, the dagger in the middle. Yeah, it's a go. I like this artwork. This is a go. The title Savage Mode 2. Do you know I am usually when there's a part two to something, anything, it gets it. Although Savage Mode is kind of a fly title, and part two is like you're even more savage now. You're just even more savage now. All right, so let me break it here before I was gonna come through. Like before I heard this 21 Savage coming out with a new song or new album, I was gonna come through my UK jokes, like crikey mate. Cause remember 21 Savage got deported by ICE because he's really from the UK. Comes to find out he came here when he was in high school age or something. So I was gonna come up here, you feel me? I was gonna talk about, like 21 Savage, Blakey. I was gonna say some bruv, I was gonna make make fun of these niggas. You feel me? Then he had one of the lines talking all that UK shit, like I ain't got an AK. I was like, all right, I ain't. As soon as I heard that, I was like, all right. I'm gonna chill on them jokes. I'm gonna chill on them jokes for right now. All right. So the intro is a real intro. It's a real introduction by Morgan Freeman, basically telling you welcome to Savage Mode 2. This is the gold standard for intros, or even the platinum standard for intros. This is a real reason that the intro was put on the Stoner Score criterias. So if you haven't heard it, go listen to that intro. It's basically a real intro by Morgan Freeman. And if you heard the song I played earlier that had Morgan Freeman on there, Morgan Freeman was on this whole album from different skits was in there. I'm calling them skits. He's just there speaking the voiceover. It was this I'm going to talk about what role this Morgan Freeman played towards the end of this criteria, so what level was at. But right now the intro is a go. Beat selection, I don't have to say anything. This is Metro Boomin we're talking about. This is Metro Boomin. He's gonna go down as one of the best one of the best producers in our time. One of the best. Look at his track record, including this. Do you know majority of this credit for this album I'm giving to Metro Boomin? His name did deserve to be on this title. Yo! I give more credit to Metro Boomin than 21 Savage. Yo, producers, and they're like, if you listen to his last album, all Metro Boomin, he has a high, a high track record. And this one is just another. If you listen to the same transition, I only played one song on this podcast, but I had to show the transition from one song to the next. Yo, that's a whole nother level. That's another level. That's out of the whole frame. It's out of there. It's where it at. It was good. That's what I'm trying to say. So the beat selection was pretty damn good. That's what I'm trying to say. Metro Boomin, he's on the Hall of Fame level right now. He's on the Hall of Fame level right now. I don't want to say the GOAT because that's overused in this generation. That's done. But he's on a whole nother Hall of Fame level right now. That's what I'm saying. Use of features, yes, Morgan Freeman was a feature. So yes, it had a whole bunch of. It had, I believe, Young Thug was on there. I don't want to go over it because I'm on Space Candy right now, so I can't go through all the list of all the features. But yeah, it's a go. Use of features is a go. Less than 30% skip on first listen. Yes, it got that too. Less than 30% of that I skipped on my first listen because it just kept going. It was a vibe. I might have skipped maybe 2 songs. You feel me? But that's less than 30%. So that's a go. Content is he saying something. So this is where 21 Savage was supposed to perform. I know beat selection. Like I said, Metro Boomin kind of carried this one a little bit, just a little bit more carry from Metro Boomin on this album. I would say, was he saying something is gonna shoot you? That's what 21 Savage talks about. He's gonna come shoot you. He got the Draco. You ain't gonna run. So I'm not gonna credit him with spectacular wordplay out here. So content, is he saying something? Nah, I don't believe he was saying much. Replay value, yes, it had a lot of hits to me in there that I would replay over time, and that's mostly Metro Boomin's fault. Mostly Metro Boomin's fault. That's what I'm saying. Mostly Metro's fault. He came through prepared on this one. I would say the last one, Without Warning, was pretty good. It was very good actually. This one is pretty damn good, especially Metro Boomin's part. I just want to emphasize that enough. So does this transcend time? Would I come back in, let's say, 5 years and listen to this album and it encapsulates a whole vibe? That brings me right back to this point right now as I'm talking about this album right now. That is a yes. There's a lot of forgettable albums I listen to, and I talk about them here on the show. But this one, does it transcend time? Would I come back to this album in the future and it brings back this time? It's a yes. And plus, the album quite literally transcended time in the tracks. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, if you listen to the album, you should listen, you should hear influence from different generations of hip hop. In this one album, you hear it all the way back to the 80s. Not the Chuck Taylor days. That's the West Coast. No, what was it called? Wore them shit. Them the Adidas days. You feel me? They take you back to the Adidas days. My memory is just a little slow right now because I guess Space Candy CBD was spiked with a little more more Gary Payton than I thought. Alright, so transcend time, most definitely. This one definitely transcends time, both for the reasons that I have this category here, as I will come back in time and bring back this vibe. Plus, they actually transcend time in the album. Like, it's some creative shit. It's on some space candy shit. You feel me? It weaved time into that from 1980s all the way to the 2002s. And for the 99s and the 2000s, you feel me? If you're a little older, you know that reference I just made right there. If you're not, you know what it is. Alright, so it does transcend time, both literally, on the album. So satisfaction guaranteed. Are the streets happy with this? Most definitely. Most definitely. And again, I do stress enough that Metro Boomin's part in this was, it took it to another level. It took it to a whole nother level. Like, I was amazed with all the transitions in this album. The Morgan Freeman intros and skits and outros. It was done purposely. All right, so is Streets happy? Yes, most definitely. Satisfaction is guaranteed. And this album, Savage Mode 2 by Metro Boomin and 21 Savage, gets about a 9 on the Stoner Score. All right, that's a 9 out of a 10 on the Stoner Score. Okay, so that has been your Stoner Score. Of course, let me remove this from the screen right here. All right. So while I'm still on music, let me just touch on this real quick. Now,